So friends, this bridge is between Sumner County and I believe Wilson County. And that's Highway 109. So if you were on I-40 heading east or west on the east side of Nashville, close to between Mount Juliet and Lebanon, you went up 109, you would cross that bridge right there. It takes you to Gallatin, Tennessee. And where we're looking at right now is about towards Mount Juliet is on your left right there. And then on your right, when you look out there, is Hendersonville. In fact, if you were on the water right there and you went straight down the waterway, as you start around the curve down there, if you kind of went straight across the curve, Johnny Cash's house would be there. And Dolly Parton actually has a house in Mount Juliet on this side. Now, it's not here, it's further around. In fact, it's quite a few miles down. But I used to take my jet ski and go across and work on Dolly's tub over there. So now I turned back around. We're going to go back over to the bridge and we're going to cross over. And that's a beautiful houseboat. And it was a beautiful day, but sun was trying to set and I was trying to fly real fast to get this footage. And I'm glad I did, because the person I'm going to show you their house actually sold this house and she no longer owns it. And a lot of the land has been sold off and they've put houses on it. So it looks a lot different than it does now, other than it looks the same as far as the layout of the house. But a lot of the land, I'll point out as we fly over it. And I'm actually going to fly under this bridge. And I was a little nervous that I might have been too high. So I think I stop and lower the glory just a little bit so I don't fly into the bridge. From my perspective, I couldn't tell if I was too high because your camera's under the glory, under the drone. So you don't know if you're high enough or not. And you can see my props when I look up like that. But I was definitely under. But boy, that looked awful close, doesn't it? Or didn't it? So now we're going to turn to the right. That marina that you see right there is Cherokee Marina, and there's a steakhouse there that Lori and I really love. We go there very often, and I love the fried oysters there, and she loves the steak, and the steak is great. It's really, really good food. So that shoreline that you see directly in front of us, I'm going to fly over and stop and look at the house. But at the time that I flew over it, that was Reba McEntire's home. So I'm going to fly over it and look. And I've actually been out there with my jet ski before, and I could see her by the swimming pool. You'll see the pool here. You could see them standing out there, and they would wave. Always very nice. But that is Reba McEntire's house. You can see the swimming pool and the tennis court and the house. The garage is out there. This has since then been sold. I actually flew over this in 2016. I've had this footage that long, and I decided to go ahead and get it out. And way up ahead up there is Starstruck Farms. This was all her land that you see on both sides. Now, I think on the far left right there was somebody else's land. But I'm telling you wrong. I think there's a fence down there where there's like a driveway up the fence. So somebody owned a little bit of shoreline. But you see her driveway going out, and where that car is that you see going left to right, there's houses all the way up and down there on her land side. So they've sold off all those as lots. All those, there's literally houses everywhere that you see her fence right there. And you can see that double horse fence where they have a way to ride between the fences around. Out in the distance is where her horse stables were. It's called Starstruck Farms, and there's actually a recording studio in there as well. And that is still for sale. It is not sold yet to my knowledge, but the house and the land on the water has been sold. But you could see there's quite a large horse farm here. And there's riding stables there where you can train and get out of the weather. And you can see there's a metal building out in the distance on the left-hand side. All this is her stuff. And I have never been here, but I have friends that have been here and recorded and done some projects and done some things with Reba. And this is her property. Look at that horse right there. That almost looks like a miniature Shetland. but I'm so high up, it may be a full-size horse. It looks tiny. Now, out there is Old Hickory Lake, and to the right, you see those towers. That is the, and I'm turning around, that's the steam plant. So you can go out there and fish, and that's how they make electricity with the water there in the lake. Really nice setup here, as you can tell. But that is Old Hickory Lake, and actually the part that we're on is really more of the river. It's Cumberland River, and the way it works is we're on the high side. The river flows to your left under the bridge, goes to Hendersonville, goes through the lock, which is called the River Gate. And I thought this was interesting. I'll finish that in a moment. You see there's coal in that barge right there, and that guy's in it, and you see that little claw come down and grab the coal. So he's actually pulling the coal up and dropping it below him, and it goes into a bin. So now I'm back flying the other way towards Hendersonville. And so Johnny Cash's house, if you were to go way around the bend, would be around there. And so this is the direction the water flows. It goes there, it goes through the river gate, and then the Cumberland, and then it becomes the Cumberland River again. So basically what they did was build a river gate there, or a dam. I think the difference between a river gate and a dam is boats can cross the river gate. They can go in the gate, lower the water, drop it down to the Cumberland River, or go in the gate, fill it up with water, and come back. And I think they can do some pretty large ships up to, I'm going off the top of my head. I did a video about it before. It seemed like about 300 feet long. And there's another marina that's on the Mount Juliet side that you're seeing right there. Actually, I'm crazy. I'm flying back the other way. That is the Cherokee Marina, and the bridge out there in the distance. So if you went past the bridge and went around, the water flows in that direction around. So at the river gate, it drops down the distance from the top of this water where they actually flooded this, kind of like in that movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? That's how all this got flooded. At one time, it was just a river going through here. But they basically dammed it up, and then when they closed the channel, it raised the water level to where you see it at now. And there's literally homes and cars and all that kind of stuff under that water. And then you can see the steam plant. Now I'm turned in the other direction. You can see the steam plant out in the distance out there. So if you turn around and look the other way, which we will in a moment, where the sun's going down, that is the direction of Dolly's house and Johnny Cash's house and Roy Orbison and all those. So I just think it's interesting. I actually did a video on my channel about the river gate where I fly over it and show you the difference in the water level. But it's basically chambered so you can cross from this body of water down to the regular river. And if you went straight there, it'll take you all the way downtown Nashville. So you could literally get downtown Nashville where the stadium is and start back north on that body of water, and you could go through the river gate, the lock, and come to here and ride your boat around. So now I'm going to turn. There's the bridge. There's Reba's house directly in front of us in the trees. So now I'm going to turn back towards which would be the west way, and you'll see the sun going down. I just think it's beautiful out here, and I hope you enjoyed this video today. I am actually beside this bridge parked. You can't see me in this, but this bridge being double like that's new. They're actually making it 4-lane from Gallatin all the way to I-40, but it's not yet. This is 4-lane right here that you see, and then it narrows back down to 2-lane there by Reba's house. But they're making a lot of headway on it, so hopefully it will be done shortly. So if you get a chance to go out there and see that, you could still see the house. You can't see much of it from the road, but it's still there. There's a side gate entrance off of this road, and then the front gate entrance off of the road going to Cherokee Steakhouse. If you get a chance to go to Cherokee Steakhouse, tighten up and go. Beautiful sunset.